Alright guys, so after 6 or 5 years, Genshin Impact finally decided to add a skip button. Or maybe, I don't know. But that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that Genshin Impact finally decided to add a skip button. And this is something that me and so many players have complained about for years, bro. Ever since, like, I'll say Sumeru dropped. I wanted a skip button because Paimon coming in and just ruining the pacing of the story. She's always, saying a bunch of gibberish. It was just annoying. So a lot of players wanted the devs to implement a skip button. Let's see if they actually listen after 5 to 6 years. And just to let you guys know, just because they add a skip button, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden, I'm gonna play this game. Hell no, screw this game. Like, Genshin Impact, I'm never playing this game ever again. But I just have to make a video about this because I've been complaining about this for forever, bro. Forever. And I had to deal with anti-skippers. You guys remember those people? Those are the most cringe niggas ever. The fact that they're against people engaging with the story their own way is absolutely insane to me. Like, whenever you complain about the game not having a skip button, they're like, oh, well, go play something else. This is clearly not a game for you. No, bucko. This game, right? This game is one of the only games where, I wouldn't even say just this game. This is a very, very popular game. And it's insane that this game doesn't have a skip button. That is literally the standard. That's normal. It's normal for games like this to have a skip button. WoW has it, HSR has it. After so many years, HSR, I wouldn't say after so many years, HSR, they added a skip button after, like, I think 2 years or 1 year, I don't know. But almost every single Hoyo game has a skip button except for this damn game. It makes no sense. So we're gonna see what they said here. This is like a 1-minute clip. So I want to see what they said because they dropped the survey, right? You guys remember that survey they dropped 6 or 7 months ago? That survey was absolutely useless. They didn't do anything with that survey. But I really want to see if they actually added a skip button, and I want to hear it from their own mouth because they like to do this bait thing where they say, oh, we're going to let you, speed up the dialogue. And it's like, well, that's not what we asked for. We asked you guys to let us skip the story. That's what we asked for. So let me see if they actually said that. Here we go.
All right, here's another piece of good news.
Man, I'm about to farm
this,
this, bro.
With the quest dialogue experience. I'm sure we've all tried to speed up the pace of a quest before by clicking through the dialogue, but most of the time you have to wait for a set transition time to pass or for certain animations to play out before the next line can play.
So it took you guys 5 years to realize that. It took you guys 5 fucking years to realize that the pacing of the story, that players are not satisfied with the pacing, and them spamming click, right? Just spamming click nonstop on their controller or on their keyboard or their mouse is exhausting. You guys just realized that. This is a perfect example of a dev team that is not connected with their community. And that's just the truth. You can hate that, I don't care. This is an example of developers not connecting with the community and not understanding where the community is coming from. Guys, remember, this is what feedback is for, right? They always ask their players to send feedback. Where's the feedback going? How are you guys finally getting this information 5 years later?
With the habits of different travelers in mind, the devs have decided to change this going forward. Starting in Luna 8, travelers can choose to no longer wait to advance dialogue. A single click can immediately move.
That's not what we asked for. What do you mean travelers can now press to advance to the next line? That's not what we asked for. What are we doing? What are we doing? I gotta switch my screen. These niggas still didn't listen. They still didn't listen. You can now press advance forward and you can advance to the next dialogue choice. We didn't ask for that. We asked for a skip button. What are we doing? How incompetent can these devs be? Years and years and years and years, players have asked y'all to implement a skip button. And this is the solution. Nah, you can skip to the next dialogue. You can't skip the dialogue entirely. You can skip to the next dialogue. Bro, are you actually kidding me, bro?
Move to the next line. Basically, the pacing of dialogue progression is now something you can control.
No, it's not. I cannot control it. I want to skip the dialogue entirely. If players aren't interested in the dialogue, let them skip it. That's the whole point of a skip button. If they're not interested in the dialogue, if they want to continue playing, they can skip. That's the point. This is not a skip button. You're just skipping to the next line. Because you guys know, like when you're going through Genshin story, and I have a short on my channel. You guys can see that short, but I'm going to show you guys. But actually, let me just do it right now. Yeah, let me just show you guys the short real quick. So this is the short here, man. This was so long ago, man. This is actually crazy. But you guys remember this short? This was like, I don't even know how long this was. This was damn, July 13th, 2025, dude. That's almost a year. Time flies. But you guys remember this clip, right? I'm gonna play for y'all. I wasn't expecting this much dialogue just for a new game mode. Holy yap, bro. So realize how whenever I'm clicking next, like when you see a yellow arrow in the bottom, that means you can like continue, right? And sometimes they don't let you continue, but this time they're allowing you to just skip, right? This dialogue over here. Oh my gosh, bro. They're not really adding a skip button, bro.
I'll need to contact. Hey, isn't this sorry? Plus, so if you don't want, meanwhile, I'll have scouts keep up. Of course, if you and once the ley line disturbance has been brought under control, I will review your record and compensate you accordingly. Paimon too. Plus, that looks like I like what I Yelan.
All right. Anyways, we're getting distracted here, but y'all see my point, right? They're now allowing us to skip, like they're pretty much allowing us to speed up the dialogue. That is not a skip button, bro. That's just not. Players want to skip this entire dialogue session. That's what they want to do. Like when you like let's say I'm about to enter a new game mode, right? And there's like a tutorial and there's like a bunch of yapping. This, for example, there's going to be a button that says skip, right? And I have the option to fully skip everything and I can just hop right into the new game mode. That's what a skip button is. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is not what players ask for. Like, hoyoverse has a trend where, like, whenever players ask for something, the devs partially listen. They partially listen. You guys remember when they baited us with the time skip dev note, right? There was like a dev note where it said time skip, and a lot of people thought, oh shit, we can actually skip the story now. Like they have a skip button. No, it's just for you to like skip time. That's literally it. They have birthday mail. You guys remember the artifact loadout thing? It's been a minute since I touched this game. I don't know if they still have. I don't know if they still don't have an artifact loadout. But the one that they implemented last time I played was janky as hell. You couldn't even save the loadout that you put on the character. You couldn't really save it. Like they would recommend you a random piece, they would generate it for you, and it's like you have to remove the pieces piece by piece and put it on the character. It's just a whole bunch of work. Like they always do this bullshit. Every single time players ask for something, nah, bro, let's do something else that you guys did not ask for, and let's make it a little bit more tedious. I don't know why.
Wait, that's actually awesome.
And look at this shit. And you got niggas saying, ooh. What are you guys saying ooh for? This isn't what players ask for.
Also mentioned that the Sunny Summer Fontanalia event story is permanent as well. So travelers can play through it at their own pace.
I feel like we keep mentioning the
Okay,
winglet,
look. Where's the skip button at? Where's it at?
There's actually a bit more we need to share.
That's right. The ship's aquarium has become a pop.
Bro, in this clip, you guys should show how players can speed up through the dialogue. It's the same thing.
Popular filming location, but it needs a bit more work before it can open.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Yo, this is absolutely insane, bro. How can you guys implement a skip button in HSR? You guys can implement, I think they have a skip button in ZZZ. Correct me if I'm wrong. But how can you guys implement a skip button in every other hoyoverse game, but you can't do it in this game? What's stopping you guys from doing it? I don't get it. And I'm not going to say that the reason why they decided to do this is because players are quitting the game, because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I've been seeing a lot of people posting videos that they're no longer playing this game anymore. But let's be real, Genshin Impact is still a very popular game, bro. Like, the game is still making millions. So that's not the reason why they did this. I don't know why they did this, bro. But this was just a complete waste. If they just let players skip the entire dialogue, then that would be fine. But instead, they're like, oh, we're going to let you speed up the dialogue a little bit by just, you know, skipping some dialogue so that you can enter the next dialogue. What's the fucking point? What is the point? Good lord, man. This is bringing flashbacks, bro. When I used to always complain about this damn game, but nah, bro. I had to complain about this because this is insane. This this is an example of developers that are not in tune with their community. These developers are not in tune with their community. They're in like a whole different dimension, just doing their own shit. Because I don't know what the hell is going on. I have never seen a dev team that is so disconnected with their player base. It baffles me. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll be catch you guys on the next one. Adios.